right. This is Bob from Chicago Archery and my buddy Greg. We are here for Chicago Archery to the Point podcast. We're going to be blinking in a little bit. I want to make sure everybody can see the email. Most importantly, half in and half out. Most importantly, the email CA to the point. CATOTHEPOINT @gmail.com. That's Chicago Archery to the Point. If you have any questions, I do have a couple questions that are coming in, and I will be addressing them. I'm going to try to get a couple together and maybe make a 30-minute video of just questions and answers. So if you haven't got that yet, it's CA to the point @gmail.com. And there's also a YouTube, Chicago Archery to the Point on YouTube. And I'm completely gone. I need a green screen. We're getting better every time. We're getting a little bit better, or we're getting worse. Not exactly sure. I'm going to get rid of this background here. I forgot there's going to be a none somewhere. But anyway, none. Boom. There we go. Okay. Again, I'm Bob from Chicago Archery, and this is my buddy Greg.
How you doing?
Greg's been with me for 6 years.
I think 6 years.
Yeah, 6 years. We've gone on pig hunts and all kinds of stuff together.
I watched you shoot pigs.
we had a good time.
We had a great time.
We had a great time.
It was
shooting pigs. But it was a great time, man. We do some pretty neat stuff here, and Greg's involved in just about everything that we do. Mm-hmm. All right, so today is going to be something a little bit different. It's going to have some stuff in archery, as you can see behind me. We're going to have some stuff because spring's here. And then what does everybody do spring? They go fishing. Mm-hmm. I went fishing down in Tampa. My first time saltwater fishing. And naturally, I couldn't do it the easy way. I did it like an archer. I did it with a fly rod. And I caught fish. Very cool. Yeah. It's very cool. So let's just dig right into that. Why did I pick fly fishing? Fly fishing is the archery of the fishing world, right?
Right.
You do fly fishing. You look at it. It's like you can catch a fish with a spinning rod.
Yeah.
It's a very easy to get started and very easy to get going. It's fishing in general is not easy because you're trying to outsmart them. In any type of hunting, you're just hunting underwater. Mm-hmm. You're trying to learn what they're feeding on. I have a philosophy. And my philosophy is not my own. It's I took from somebody else. It's if you make it look like food and you make it act like food, they're probably going to eat it.
That makes sense. Because
I listened to all the things that they said to use for fish down there. Mm-hmm. And then we pretty much could have thrown any type of bait fish out there and made it look like a bait fish, and they were hitting it. Yeah. So I made, I tie my own flies. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly. Yeah. I reload my own bullets.
Can't do anything easy.
I make my own arrows. That's my thing. Mm-hmm. So
I think it's more fun that way though.
Right.
It's
more practice. You're into it. You're into it. You're fishing while you're not fishing. Mm-hmm. It's like building arrows. You're tuning and tinkering with your bow when you're not actually have your bow in your hand, because you can't pull a bow 24 hours a day unless you're a pro or something. And even then you get tired. So what I'm saying is, a lot of archers tend to go towards fly fishing. So needless to say, I figured I'm going to do my podcast on it because I went fishing and I went fly fishing. So let's get a little bit into it. So you went fly fishing out where?
So it's been a few years, but I went in Utah. Right. So I went trout fishing in Utah. It was the first time I've ever gone fly fishing. It was like kind of a bucket list thing. Mm-hmm. But because I think it was, to your point about fly fishing being like archery, so one of the things that drew me to it, because I was fishing spinning rods, bait casters before that, and I enjoy fishing, but there's so many parallels to archery and fly fishing, especially when it comes to form and technique and stuff like that.
It's prestige,
right?
It's kind of like winging out there and hope for the best. And you got to present it and make it look like it. And then there's, like you said, technique. Mm-hmm. You got to practice. Yeah. And that's the beauty of it. Mm-hmm. You practice, right? Well, I hear, I'm whipping the practice fly rod around while you guys are trying to shoot and stuff and trying to smacking the neck and stuff. That helps with your form, by the way.
Yeah. I've said this before on the line. It's like, I've been shooting with Bob for 6 years. My concentration is fantastic.
Yeah. When you walk up to somebody and you go behind their ear and they're at full draw and you go, you put the ooh in poo. It's a head game, man. I'm teaching you a head game. Except for in competition, don't do that.
Yeah.
They don't like it. They get upset. So, all right. So, fly fishing, it's technique, and you got to practice it. And it's really satisfying when you get a good cast. It's even more satisfying when you catch a fish. And then it's incredible if you've tied the fly for that too. So, and that's what happened to me down in Tampa. We caught during the day, we caught all the fish on the Clouser minnows that I tied. And I tied 2 different colors and they worked fantastic. Yeah. Second cast on my orange one, which is rare. You don't see too many orange Clousers from what I've told, because it was my first time saltwater fishing and I didn't know what to expect, but I did know how to tie a fly. So, and then I asked the guide, I'm like, hey man, I'm not forcing you, but if any of this is in my box is any good, he's like, everything in your box, man, Great. I've been tying flies for 30 years.
Yeah. Right.
Well, 30 years. Stephanie turned 30 this year. So ever since I had kids, I couldn't go anywhere on certain Saturday mornings and Sunday mornings. So that's what I did. I built arrows or tied flies. Now, to be honest with you, tying flies is cheaper than building arrows.
Sure is. Yeah, I can imagine it is. I've never tied flies, but I can imagine it is. Yeah.
That's the next thing on Greg's bucket list.
Tying flies?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wait till you do one and you catch one and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to give you a fly.
I was going to say, I have a lot of hobbies because of Bob.
I'm going to give you one of my flies. You're like, damn, I want to tie it on my own.
You got to try this. Okay.
But it's always fun.
Yeah. It's always fun. Yeah, absolutely.
So, once again, this is Sunday evening. It's Greek Easter. Happy Greek Easter if you're Greek.
Greek Easter.
If you're Greek, happy Greek Easter. And one of my favorite Easters. I actually used to go to a friend's house for Greek Easter, and it's awesome. If anybody ever invites you to a Greek Easter, go.
Don't turn it down.
Yeah, don't turn it down. You will be full. The food is incredible. Greeks are born to cook. Yeah. I mean, born to be able to cook. Not that they all do it. It's just, damn, it's good. Yeah. So anyways, so let's get into a little bit of, with the fly fishing. I'm not going to get into too much specifics because I'm not an expert. All right. I'm not trying to be an expert. I just do it. I've been doing it for a while and I'm exposing you guys to it as Chicago Archery to the point. I'm going to integrate this obviously behind me here and how I do it, with everything I do in my life is with archery or revolves around the archery. So, I'm going to give you little examples. I'm going to give you some ideas on what you can do to get started. You can always come in and talk to me. There's millions of YouTube videos and podcasts on this stuff, and you can learn on how to do all the techniques. Mad Rivers Outfitters have some great videos. I looked up a couple last night so I could plug them. And they have some great videos to teach you how to fly. Okay. And then why would we do that here? We don't have streams and rivers. We have lakes. We do have some creeks. Sure. We have lakes. But let me tell you something. Some of the funnest fishing you can do is in the ocean. And a lot of people have been going down to Florida, and then they go to Pennsylvania, and they go to South Carolina. If you can fly fish in the ocean, like in Tampa area, and I got a guy here. Oh, shit, I still have his stuff. Recreation specialists. All right. My buddy down there, Court, he was our guide. And he was friggin' awesome, man. We fished at night and we fished in the morning. I think we had 2 hours in between of sleep. So that was a little bit of travel time, getting our gear together. So we had like a 4-hour thing. Let me tell you something. You can practice for no better for ocean fishing than right here because you got a lake. So the people that can't, like if you're going to trout fish and you want to practice for trout fishing, I tell people to practice on bluegills and try to go creeks because the bluegills stay in the pools, you know, just like trout.
Right.
They're not the same, but you can use, you know, lighter gear and go after them and you can wade and do in the pools. Right. So you can practice that around here. And if you're into wanting to learn to cast for the ocean, which number one thing for doing that, learn double hauling. That's where you use your left arm and you use 50% better with your left arm for double hauling to really get it out there. That's a lake, man, you know, or a retention pond. Retention ponds don't always have a bunch of stuff around them. Right. Especially right now, early spring. So you can learn to double haul, wham, get that thing out there and get some fish. All right. And let me give you guys a couple things. 3 to 5, number 3 to 5. Now a fly pole is somewhere between 8 and 10 feet long. Right. Average being 9 foot, 8'6" and 9 foot. The average poundage, or what you call the weight, they call it fly rod weight, is going to be 3 to 5. Is going to be your bluegill, small fish, trout, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay. Your 6 to 9 is going to be your bass, midfish, all that. And then 9 up is going to be your muskies, northerns. Now, if you have the opportunity to do stuff like that, cool. I don't know how many people are going to be able to get northerns on a fly rod, but you're going to be able to hit bass. You're going to hit perch. You're going to hit, oh man, you're going to hit all kinds of game fish. Smallmouths are huge in the Midwest on a fly rod. Bass, smallmouth, largemouth, you know, bluegills, they're just so fun on a fly rod. And you're getting it set. So if you want to go on a thing out west, you're ready and you're going to be really good. Another thing is we have a lot of trees around our lakes and stuff. Get out there, get in some shorts and get out there, or get in some waders where you can test your waders. And give another use for your waders, you know, because in the Midwest, you know, we don't use them all that much. Right. And you can roll cast, learn those crazy ass different change direction roll casts. So you can practice with this all day long. You can go out and say, hey, I'm going to roll cast at this place. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to do that. So you have tons of reasons to fly fish here, and it makes it really challenging. The other reason is if you're in these creeks or these shallow lakes, because fly fishing is kind of like a spot and stalk. You see it, you go after it. Either it's a pool, an eddy, or just getting away from the trees. You might be able to see other things moving, and then like from now until like through June, the carp are mating and stuff, so they're rolling and stuff. You see that? That's what this baby's for. I ride through. I go by a creek and 3 retention ponds, and I go riding around them before I come in to the shop. And this baby's on here, man. And if I see some fish, you know, kind of like out there, you know, I can see them schooling out, I'll grab my fly pole and start hitting them. But if I see another, you know, carp coming around, or it's up and along the banks and schooling, or in the creek, I saw this morning, there was 9 of them all right there. And I can grab my bow fishing gear, go bow fishing. Yeah. All you need is a fishing license. That's all you need. Okay. So the segue out of the fly fishing. So if you have any more questions on fly fishing, go to your YouTubes and stuff like that. But it is a great thing for an archer. People of archery mentality really go towards, without a doubt, go towards the fly fishing. And all the cool kids do it. Yeah, I agree. That's all it is. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, so, one question I got for you before you leave fly fishing is, so we talked about like trout rods and bass rods, you know, 8 and 9 weight, and what's the difference between? Because I've never been saltwater fishing really ever with any type of flies or any type of rod, but what's the is there a difference in equipment, or is it just the weight of the rod that's different?
No. Okay. They're expensive. I went to Tampa. My buddy, one of my Marine Corps buddies, Mark, moved down by Tampa. And so I commit to everything I do. And I'm like, we're going to do this. You know, he had never done it before. He just moved down there. And I'm like, okay, let's get a charter. Let's find out what we got to do. And the Captain Court was freaking awesome with this. Answered every question. So I went and bought some. I went to Tampa Fishing Outfitters right by the airport, and they're the best. They're the best in the area. I asked around. They'll help you get a charter if you're looking for one. To fly fish. They'll help you find a captain. And Captain Keaton actually works there, and he's the one that helped me, answered all my questions on the phone, no problem. Then when I got there, I made sure I got in on a day that he was working, and he helped me pick out my gear. So I bought my own gear. So the gear that you're looking at is, first of all, it's got to be, for saltwater, it's going to be more expensive, because just like in archery and anything else, the higher level of the gear, the higher level of the micro adjustability, the parts involved, it's going to be expensive. Yep. So there are more sealed bearings, stainless steel parts, and aluminum.
Right. Okay.
They're going to last that salt water.
Okay.
You take a freshwater reel, you take an $80 reel, it's got steel parts in it.
Right.
The ocean will eat that fucking thing alive.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you still have to rinse your stuff off, but
okay.
they got a fighting chance.
Gotcha.
Okay. Your hooks for your flies are going to be stainless steel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You put a regular one out there, you put it back in the box, next morning, rust.
Yeah.
So I used all stainless steel when I tied. A little bit more expensive. Stainless steel is more expensive.
Sure.
But that's the difference right there.
Okay.
But most of the rods are pretty much set up with stainless steel eyes and carbon eyes and stuff.
Okay.
So you can pretty much pull about any rod. But if it doesn't, you just got to make sure you ask and look at those eyes to make sure that they'll take salt water.
Okay.
But your higher end stuff does.
Oh, okay.
And to get back, you can get a kit from Orvis. I believe they're like $200 to $300. You have a kit that's your backing, your fly line, tippet, rod, reel. It's a Hydros or something. Maybe it's not Hydros, but anyways, it's that's for doing around here, getting into the sport. That's the cheapest thing you can get. I mean,
that's a really good deal.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back to what I paid for mine. That's a really good deal.
Yeah. Sage has a great introductory stuff that you can use. Great. And it's like $500.
Okay.
Which it's the Sage rod's awesome. Orvis is great stuff. And then it goes up from there, you just get better gear, stuff like that. But with the Orvis, and if you look at it, you can get to shit on, that crappy Amazon. But I would go to a fly shop. There are fly shops in our area. There's fly shops in every area. Yeah. I mean, in Chicagoland area, the farthest away from Lake Michigan, there's a fly shop. Yeah. I think it's like, Naperville or something.
There's one in Naperville.
Yeah. So those guys, and they're helpful, and they have top end stuff, and they have
nice stuff.
They got stuff for us to get out there and get some bluegill. And there ain't nothing. I mean, if you're gonna fish with your kids and stuff, man, teach them some talent. I taught my kids. I got the one actually in here is I bought at a fly fishing show, and I think I got the rod and reel for like $80. And then, the fly line. So you want to get floating fly line, all right, to start out with, and some backing, and put the right amount of backing on the back. If you go to a fly shop, a local shop, they will set it all up for you. They will walk you through, and they will tell you what you need, and they will help you out. Just like when you go to an archery shop. That's the beauty of them. They're very much like an archery shop, hands-on. So. You can buy the same shit online, but you're never going to get that quality of service. Never going to get the quality of service like if you go to your local shop. Plus, you make a friend, and they're going to answer your questions. You go in and you buy the shit off of Amazon, they're not going to answer your question. No, they're going to be like, "What do you want from me?" You're not helping me stay in business, right?
Right.
That in Chicago Archery, to the point, is we're the dealer telling you guys, hey, this is what you need to know. So, all right, let's go right into the bow fishing.
Go.
And we're going to segue with electric bikes. This one's still charging. It was dead. Electric bikes are heavy. They're really heavy when you got your backpack with your computer and everything on it, and the battery goes dead and the tires are low because I'm riding off ground. It's like pulling a 100-pound anchor with you. But they're awesome bikes. I mean, 4.5-inch tires on this thing. I pull deer with this, so it's just the greatest. So electric bikes are great. They have different types of carriers for carrying a bow. If you're looking to carry a bow, Colpin makes the ones, and then this is the bow caddy. This is actually made for a bow. I like this one because it grabs on, and I just put the pins through and it makes it safe. So it's always ready to go, because I'll go by this stream and I'll see, I'll look over the bridge and I'll see, oh, there's 9 carp there. I just take my bike, I rip it off to the side, drop it, pull the bow, and I can go from the bank down, and it's a 10-yard shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. But with bow fishing, it's not a hard thing to get into. If you have an old bow, and I don't mean you don't want to be pulling a 60-pound bow. You want to be pulling a 40-pound bow or less, 20 to 45 pounds, something like that. There's bow fishing kits out there made like this one right here. This is the Sonar. There's all kinds of companies that make them. This is the particular one I carry. I'm trying not to plug anybody, but this is what I have, and I'm going to get the question, what one is that? All right. You want a good reel on there. There's 2 different types. There's the string type, and then there's the type which it actually looks like a fishing reel. It screws in the front. Personal preference. This is the one that came on here. Honestly, the fishing reel on the one, if you remember to hit that button every time, that's really a nice one to crank in. You don't have to hold something to crank it in. You just crank it in.
Okay.
I like that. I like that one on my bows usually, but this is the one we've been using. This is the one out of the shop we've been using. Some of the girls grab it. No, they got a pond close by. Maddie's on the board with a picture. She got one right at the end of the year last year. She came in, grabbed it, and went down the street to the pond and shooting carp.
Yeah. So you can go and shoot anywhere?
Oh, no. Good question. All right. So all you need is a fishing license to go bow fishing in Illinois.
Okay.
You can bow fish any water that doesn't prohibit it.
Oh, okay.
Like private property.
Sure.
You can only bow fish, I believe it's carp and gar. Fact checkers, feel free to fact check that, but I believe it's just carp and gar right now. No game fish in Illinois. No.
Okay.
But there are certain bodies of water that the counties or certain like forest preserves or stuff, they don't allow bow fishing.
Okay.
It's not so much the bow fishing, it's that you have a bow.
Okay.
And they don't want you slinging. It's not that they're scared of the bow, which they are, but they're scared that you're flinging stuff out there and it may ruin fishing for other people around you.
Oh, okay.
So
that makes sense. Okay. So
that's the way it was told to me.
Yeah.
And that's what was a politician.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So they can kiss it. It's a great thing to do. If you've ever bow fished, it is so much fun.
It is a lot of fun.
Well, yeah. You went with us.
Yeah, we went down the river.
My buddy does it. We have cards here for bow fishing. I have a guy that I know that's a friend of mine, and he does bow fishing out of Des Plaines River. And feel free to come in and grab his card and call him up. Mm-hmm. Tell him I sent you.
That's a good time.
Oh, yeah. So that's pretty much the 2. Go ahead.
So you can bow fish in this area, but you got to check your regulations. You can't just go out to any body of water. No. Okay. Check the regulations of each water. Right. Because some like the towns, they have their own little lakes and stuff. Right. And they'll have like in the pamphlet, it'll say, it has bass, it has this, and then it'll say bow fishing not allowed. Oh, okay. They have like an A or something, little asterisks, Mm-hmm. Okay. It's like anything else. They're trying to control it. Just like there's a local place that it's an outdoor range that what they did is they said that they have to have a permit to shoot there. Oh, really? Yeah. So now they have your name and address, and you're basically getting a card, and you're paying money. So for a government place that nobody else has to pay money to go there, you don't have to pay money to fish there, you don't have to pay money to park there, you don't have to pay money to hike there, you don't have to pay money to cross country ski there, but you have to pay money to do archery there. Really? I didn't hear that. Okay. Yeah, that's at Blackwell. Yeah, I know. Yeah. So when they start putting regulations on that, just because they're singling us out, they're racist, dare I say it.
They're racist. They don't like the archery race. So I'm saying it. It's my fucking podcast. I'm going to say what I want. They can come and say it. I know they're going to hate me. I was a hunter instructor for well over 18 years now. I haven't been very active in the last few years, but we're thinking about doing more. But, we would sell the licenses and stuff here if they didn't ask for us to pay so much money.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So me, all it is serving you guys to get licenses, but it costs so much money, fuck them. You can do it online, you can do half of the shit online now. So, but we do offer the service. If you want to get your license and stuff, we walk you through the process on our computer.
Okay. So, okay.
Yeah. Gotcha. So if you need a fishing license, come on in, we'll do it and we'll print it. We'll do it together. Just try not to go on, Saturday, Sunday when we're like completely swamped like today. Today was crazy, man. Believe me, it was crazy. We introduced 19 new people to archery today.
Really?
In a 4-hour period.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yep. A young girl came in with her hard work, 17-year-old girl came in with her hard work money and bought a bow. She bought a very nice Elite Ember kit and everything. Yeah. And I threw in a couple of things. I was very impressed. This young girl came in. She drug her father in and said, "This is what I want to do." So I'm like,
"That's awesome."
So I threw in some stuff. She doesn't know I'm throwing in some other stuff too when she comes in. You know how it is.
Yeah.
I sweeten the deal every time they come in. I mean, this is what I love to do. Mm-hmm. All right. Back and Greg, you're supposed to keep me on point.
Oh, sorry.
To the point means Chicago Archery to the point. It means Chicago Archery, Greg, keep Bob to the point. Okay.
I will do better.
All right. So we don't want to run too long. So after that, we were going to get to the bow fishing rules and regulations. We basically, you were keeping me to the point. And the electric bikes, if you're looking for electric bike, you want something over 500 watts.
Okay.
Over 500 watts. Hub driven is not as much torque as one that's the motor's right down by the gearbox, down by the pedals. So when you're looking at those, that's the difference. And there'll be a big price difference between those two. I know Rambo Bike came out with 2 hub driven front and back. If you're going to be going through anything with sand or anything, that is the bike for you. The one with the double hubs. I wish I could remember. I can get that for you. I don't carry them per se. They're not in stock, but I can get them for you. And if they are in stock, I can get them as fast as if it was here.
Yeah.
But electric bikes are very hard to keep in stock. People balk at the price, but when it comes down to it and they go look at a regular bike, a couple $100 more, and you could be doing 37 miles per hour on 4.5-inch tires down York Avenue like I was. Cop pulled me over at 37 miles per hour. So that's pretty much it. We got one last thing. I don't want to plug them, but I do want you guys to know that we do a bunch of different things with cooking and stuff. So today's little cooking thing is I made ketchups, and I do a lot with ketchups.
Okay.
And my daughter bought me this pack of 5 of these hot sauces, and I keep banging this on a table. It's going to be blowing our eardrums out. So this hot sauce, and this particular hot sauce is called Swift Burn. They bought me a mustard sauce. They like to give me something and they put it on and then they stand there and watch like he's going to be in pain. Watch him sweat.
That's nice.
And I go through with it and cry every single time they do this shit to me. But my daughter for my birthday bought me this stuff called Swift Burn. She watches some comedian thing where they do hot sauce.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Where they do the hot wing sauce.
Yeah.
I can't recall what it's.
Well, I'm not going to plug it.
But yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. But it's kind of, it's a neat little YouTube
So
thing. She
watches that and it's pretty funny. Mm-hmm. And so she's brought me some of the stuff from that.
Okay.
And this particular one, I don't know if it was on there or not. It's called Swift Burn. We did a test. I bought sandwiches as I always do to the girls. I take care of the girls that work for me. I was buying sandwiches. It was last week and I did it this week too. But I do it every week. They beat me up for food all the time, man. These kids may not make a whole lot of money in their pocket, but they sure do get a lot of free stuff. So I mixed some of I took cups. They gave us these cups of ketchup with our sandwiches. We had like tater tots and French fries.
Okay.
And I was putting a couple shakes in each one of them, and I stirred them up, And man, they went crazy over this garlic hot sauce and this smoky bourbon hot sauce in the ketchup. So last week for my lunch, I do meal prepping, and I do it on Monday night. I took out elk meat and I made burger patties, and then I made 4 different burger patties for the 4 days of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, because I do it on Monday, and I put 2 different types of cheeses on them, and then I made some ketchups out of the 5 different ones or 4 different ones, and I just put ketchup on them. And then they were like, patty steaks. So they were like almost a pound.
Oh, nice.
That's my lunch. That and spinach. That's all I ate last week. That's all I had for lunch. And then an apple. And if you guys want to know what I had for lunch. but yeah, it was that meal prep. And I eat pretty good, and they were, and the elk burgers, man, those ketchups were crazy good. You kind of find that hot. It's not like crazy hot. So these were the 2 that we liked. And I'm going to shake them up a little bit. Hold out your finger.
Oh, okay.
This is the part where you get to try it. Okay. There we go.
All right.
Try it.
This is the garlic one?
Garlic. Go ahead. Any burn?
Not really.
But a lot of flavor.
Oh, a lot of flavor. Yeah, I mean, it's
there's a tingle, right?
You can tell it's hot sauce, but yeah, and I don't have a huge tolerance for hot things.
I know, that's why I wanted you on this.
But I do like spicy things, but I don't have a huge tolerance for it. But yeah, there's a lot of flavor on that. Some hot sauces are just like burn for the sake of being burned, but that's a lot of flavor.
And I eat Hot Joey's like it's candy,
right?
And if anybody hasn't ever, you come to my shop, I have Hot Joey's on the counter. I mean, whenever I can get it, I get it. I buy it by the case, not just a hot sauce, but they have marinaras and everything else. Look them up, Hot Joey's hot sauce, I think it is .com. I'm sure I'm gonna catch hell for that. But now let's try the smoky bourbon hot sauce.
Okay. Now,
we're not plugging the name on this, guys. I'm not telling you to go out and buy this stuff. Hot Joey's, I'd like to see go out and buy because I know the owner. He's a great guy. But this, I'm just letting you know, you try this stuff and you make like a ketchup, and
that'd be great. That garlic stuff with ketchup.
On a burger.
Yeah.
It is insane. Grilled burger. And what's even better? Sous vide burger.
Okay.
With thyme, rosemary, and a little garlic salt. Because I put on my burgers salt, pepper, and garlic salt. And you sous vide them and then just brown them and then put that. And then, when you brown them, you put the cheese on it just to melt the cheese.
Right.
And that's what I did because, I'm a big sous vide fan.
Right. Yeah.
And
it's one of those things Bob got me to buy.
Yeah, but it was cool.
It was great. Oh, yeah.
It was cool.
It was fantastic.
Did you try now with the pig, the ground pork? Did you try my breakfast sausage recipe?
No. I'll have to do that.
You did? You just stay up there shaking my head. For those of you that don't watch the YouTube, I was shaking my head saying, yes, Dick, yes.
Yes,
he's like, he's stuck. No. I gotta be honest.
No,
I got a microphone in front of my face. I gotta tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Oh, I totally don't do it. Why should you? So anyway.
Come on.
Here we go. All right, we're gonna try the new one, smoky bourbon hot sauce. I'm gonna get in all kinds of trouble for this podcast. I know it. They come after me.
Really?
Nah, they don't come after me crazy, but I get the voicemails and stuff.
Oh, really?
I'm in the industry. And they reach out and talk to other people.
Gotcha.
But I'm in the industry because I want to be, not because I have to be.
Right. Oh, wow.
Totally different, right?
Oh, wow. That's really good. Yeah. Very different. That's smoky. If you like smoky, that's smoky.
Now imagine that on a grilled burger.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
With Heinz ketchup or Hunt's ketchup and off the grill with pepper jack cheese.
Yeah. That's like, you could, put that on anything. And
I almost stuck my whole face in my plate for lunch. It was so freaking good. When you say smoky, I really don't like a lot of smoky. I'm not a big smoky fan.
No, and it's not over smoky, but it's just, you can taste it.
If you get a bourbon from Bardstown or whatever, they got a lot of really smoky ones that come out of there.
Okay.
And I'm not a big fan of that. With that, with the ketchup on a burger with pepper jack cheese, those chemical combinations.
Yeah. I wonder too if you put it.
I want to lick the microphone.
I wonder if you could. It's probably not as healthy, maybe, as the mayonnaise or as ketchup, but you put that in mayonnaise and make like a one of the aioli type of thing. That'd be great too.
Yeah. You know what I do is I use that sriracha and ketchup a lot too.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Sriracha mayonnaise.
Okay. Right.
That's crazy. Sriracha mayonnaise. Yeah. But yes. So that's our little cooking tip for today. Some reason I must be a little bit off the microphone. So for everybody that joined us today, I wish this thing had a timer on it because I don't know how long I held your attention for, maybe 2 minutes of the last 40. I want everybody to thank you for listening to us at Chicago Archery to the point. CATOTHEPOINT@gmail.com. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, man, come in and talk to me. That's what most people do. If you're from across the oceans and stuff like that, where I've had Australia and I've had Hawaii. That's across the ocean.
Right.
It's across part of the ocean. And actually from Hawaii, he asked me a bunch of questions and then bought some stuff off my website, ChicagoArchery.com. We have a website there if you want to book time and stuff like that. Buy stuff that we're allowed to sell over the internet. But I really appreciate my buddy Greg coming out.
Absolutely.
I hope you guys got something out of this. There's some of the pros now are making a podcasts that are going to be more outdoor, and we've already been doing it. I mean, I've only been a couple in, but man, the response on this podcast has been just friggin' awesome.
Great.
That's awesome. And I love the guys and gals and everybody. Man, it's crazy. As you guys know, 60% of my clientele are female.
Oh, really?
Over 60%.
That's great.
In a general, and that's just a general. So everybody, thank you for looking at watching the video at the YouTube. Thank you for listening to us. Thank you, Greg. Absolutely. Maybe we'll see him again. I'll drag his ass in here on a Sunday, and after the day, we're gonna go drink some bourbon and beer and put this stuff away and then go home and finish the evening, get ready to go back to our real jobs on Monday. Yes, I have a real job. So thank you, everybody, and take care. This is Bob and Greg signing off.